Thanks for doing this. It really helps me to show people what I can do, and so they know,
Yeah.
have some idea and some proof of this works. So the first question I have for you today is, what made you decide to book with me?
Um, I had experienced a problem in my life that was not going away, and um, my personal history. I'd been using self-hypnosis for relaxation, and knew that it worked, and I wanted to try something alternative to counseling in the general sense because I saw that it wasn't quite as effective as I wanted. And so that was the initial reason why I was willing to try this.
Okay. What was happening in your life at the time you decided to, book with me?
Um, my situation was I'd moved from California to Connecticut and basically was isolated from friends and family in a new region, and that was bothering me more than I realized. And and I got into a different career that was not something I loved, versus, I was a massage therapist, and then I came to be working in a factory setting, which is basically a downgrade, an upgrade financially, but a downgrade in your heart, basically.
Right.
And by the end of the day, I noticed I was getting tired, and that I had thoughts of divorce, and I didn't know why. So I wanted to solve this problem and understand it more.
Right. Okay. Um, can you explain your problem in detail? Like, how did it feel, and what was it like to have the problem?
It was like just continuous mental, kind of like sadness and doubt as to whether I was making the right decision to stay in the relationship.
Okay. So how had you tried to fix this problem for yourself in the past?
Well, I'd gone to counseling and for months and hadn't gotten any kind of headway in knowledge in discovering who I was on the inside and why it was coming up. That bothered me. You go to months of counseling and yeah, you talk and learn things, but it's not the key to the problem. So yeah, so I just felt like I needed more help, and this option I thought would be good.
Okay. So what are your thoughts about hypnosis? What were your thoughts about hypnosis before you came to see me? Of course, you kind of answered that a little bit.
Yeah,
Do you want to
yeah.
go into more detail?
Well, I had never worked with anybody specifically. Mine was only through self-hypnosis for relaxation. So this was my first experience with a hypnotherapist.
Okay. And what were your thoughts about that?
I was really surprised in how um, parts of myself could be accessed through conversation and fairly rapidly.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fairly rapidly. That's true. It did happen kind of fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it was 30 to 45 minutes, and then boom, you were there.
Right. Well, you were there. I was there with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
That was good. I mean, you got there by yourself, really. I just guided a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's what a good therapist is someone who just kind of like pulls you in a direction that they know you want to go.
So when you think about your life now, what are you looking forward to the most?
The most. With COVID, I'm looking forward to having a real life, not a faux life. Um, Basically, my heart's desire, my goals are more understanding the self. Basically semi-enlightenment in a non-spiritual context, understanding more of what my needs are, how to get my needs met, and whether my choices are going to get me to that specific direction or not.
Right. Which is kind of where we ended with your session was choices.
Right.
right, and making choices. Okay. So what would you say to people who are putting off fixing their problems and frustrations in life?
Well, I'd say first of all, don't do it. You burn up a lot of energy, um, feeling frustrated, feeling depressed, feeling sad, not being happy, and I would say self-hypnosis is a fast track to discovering, what's holding you back from having the life that you want.
Oh, well, yeah, I've experienced that myself, putting things off and not dealing with
Yeah,
them. You know where that goes.
yeah, it doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away, it doesn't
it's
go well.
it's kind of like you're pulling a cart along, your emotional cart, and it's still got stuff on it, and you don't realize it.
Yeah, and it just gets heavier and heavier.
And you get tireder and tireder.
Yes, you're going uphill in the snow.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yep. Um, what was the most important thing for you in this session in terms of what you learned, I guess?
It was surprise. I was surprised to physically feel myself go through the process. It was it's almost kind of magical. It's like reflexology. You don't know it's possible until you've experienced it.
Right. So it was really surprising. What was the most surprising thing? Can you remember it now about that?
Well, during our session, I was emotional, and I did not know that that's how I felt. That was below the surface, and that we would be accessing it within the first hour session, and that was pretty surprising.
Yeah, it is surprising to me too. I experienced that a lot with, sometimes it's 15 minutes and all of a sudden, well, okay, I think we're done.
Yeah,
And, there's other people, it's 2 hours, but there's somewhere in
yeah.
between. That's true. Okay, well, it sounds like, if I can probably sum it up, maybe you can sum it up too. It sounds like it's a great way to find things quickly and understand yourself better and go beneath the surface to what's really happening and find the ideas that you need to realize what you want. And one of them for you was, I guess, was
I would
choice.
agree. Yeah, I wanted to know that there was I had a choice, and it was a difficult choice, but I would do it again in the minute. And I would say that what you've learned and the skills that you apply are very beneficial, and it would recommend it to anybody.
Thank you for saying that. So, anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
You're good. Okay. Well, I want to thank you for doing this and sharing and being vulnerable. I appreciate that. I mean, it means a lot to me. You can trust me enough to do that. Okay. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna don't go away. I'm just gonna turn off the recording and we can talk some more. Okay. So thanks.
Okay. You bet. You're welcome.
All right.
Thanks for your service.
You're welcome.